and welcome back to another daily cribbage. We're against player number 7957. That's a lot of sevens, but not many sevens for us. We got ace 2 6 7 queen queen. Let's throw away the queen queen and see if we can get anything going with all of these interesting numbers. So I've got a devious plan in mind, and let's see if it plays out. Maybe a little bit. It was kind of scary there. Okay, we don't manage to trap any 5s or 8s at the end. That's sort of fine. Ace 2 doesn't really complement that kind of strategy very well. If we had 2 3 on the other hand, maybe we can trap the 5 more easily there because our opponent can't play it out. Alright, next hand we got ace 3 6 8 10 jack. I'd like to keep the ace 6 8 together, and why not keep the 10, because it gives us more points of the 9. Let's do that. Maybe the computer keeps the jack more, but we will see. 11. That's very ominous. Okay, that's a lot of 5s. I'm very scared. Don't play another 5. Oh no. 4 5s. Ooh, what a rare hand. Take a photo of that. Alright, well, that's pretty sad. Alright, so what can we do about that? We're very far behind. I'm very tempted to throw away ace ace to keep the double run alive, but no, I'll just keep the double ace double 4. Go ace here. We want to make things as exciting as possible. Alright, opponent doesn't have a 2. We just have double 3 double 10, which is only 4 points. Of course, they don't need to worry about anything because they're so far ahead. We need to do something sort of drastic if we want to catch up. And maybe this is the hand to do it. We've got 7 double 8. This allows us to try and go for double run. Never lucky. Alright, so we'll go like this, and we'll pair the 7. They do have a 9, so they've got 9 7 and a 6. Okay. So opponent needs another 7 points to get to 70, and we need another 34 points to get to 70. It's a bit of a tall ask, but there are some ways for us to do that. 4 is not really one of them. 4 8 though. There's some potential here. 2 and 9. 4 8 2 9. It's not too crazy. Maybe there's a chance. Of course, we need to start scoring a lot more than we are at the moment to catch up, but that's okay by me. What can we say about the top card? Can we start assuming things about it? Can we assume it's a 4? Why not? Why not assume we get a 4? Or a 7? 7's also good for us. I like that. And that sort of magic 11 material, but they don't have it. I'm quite happy about that. And we get our own magic 11 off, so really nice there. Okay. Only 2 points there, 6 points there. Maybe this will be the part of the game where we can start to catch up. So, I think this looks like 5 queen. Maybe the computer's going to say keep 2 5 8 queen and throw away 4 9, but I like the 5 queen here. We get a 4, which is nice. And how do we like playing with fire? 7, jack, ace, no flush. Does that mean another 7? It does. With the 4 on top, that looks like 6 points. And 6 points for us. Our opponent's having a slow one, so this is slowing down a lot. This could be our moment to strike. Well, we are striking back, but not very hard. Okay. Choices. Queen, queen, king opens us up to the double run if we hit a jack. But 8 king is extremely safe. And maybe our opponent is going to get to 95, but I'm going to say that we're going to have another chance later. Ace on top is terrible. Pairing the 2, we've got nothing for that. They have an ace for some reason. The triple ace 2, 4. That is enough for them to get to 96. And we're losing quite a lot of hope. But let's always think about our outs, because we need to know if we are to win this, how are we going to win this? It's going to start with 3 queen. And the reason why it's 3 and not 2 here is because the 3 makes more runs, because we hold, if we throw away 2, then we block ourselves from making runs. They lead a 7 with the 8 on top, instilling fear within us. I am very scared. Like, actually quite scared. Okay. They have a flush, maybe, and a lot of points as well. That is a flush and a lot of points. That looks like 16. Well, at least we're not skunked, but I think this one we're going to chalk up to... What are we going to chalk it up to? That 20-point hand earlier on. Wow. That was pretty good. I mean, now we're getting the good hands. 16 points doesn't help us right now, though. Just lead a 7. Pair our 7. Go 9. And they did have the 8. So that is good game. And what happened overall? Well, we lost a few points in the play. We lost a lot of points in the hand. We lost a few points in the crib. Losing out a little bit of everything everywhere. And that is a big occasion because what does it mean? Let's go back. It means that my winning streak has come to an end. That was, let's see, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 winning streak finishes today. So that was a big occasion. All right, let's jump into one of the hands and let's talk about maybe a pivotal moment in that game. So this is a pivotal point in the game that I want to draw our attention to. So I don't think we did anything particularly disagreeable here, but I want to pay attention to the scores and what it really means in terms of the flow of the game. At this point, we're at 61, our opponent's at 78, so they have a lead of 17 points. They've already passed the milestone at 70, and we're trying to catch up to it. It's our crib, so what we're really hoping for here is actually to overshoot our average by quite a ways. If we can get to the next, if we can jump over, if we can leapfrog up to the next positional milestone at 96 before our opponents gets there, then we'll be in a good position. And that is sort of one of the ways that we can start taking back this game. And we can think about, well, that seems quite unlikely because the positional milestone at 96 is 35 points away. How are we going to get 35 points over the course of the next 2 rounds? Well, we don't have to get all of those points. We can smear those points out over the next 4 rounds, so that over the next 4 rounds we want to try and finish the game. So we just need to high roll a number of times. And well, usually what that means when you high roll in cribbage is that you actually score significantly more than your average, right? A lot of the scores, I'll say this many times into the future, and I've said it before, that scores are in cribbage are positively skewed. So whenever you score more than the average, you tend to score significantly more than the average. It brings the score that you get most of the time, your median score, which is below the expected value. It sort of brings that up, so that maybe 50% of the time your hands are scoring like 7 or 8 points, but then every so often you'll get a 16-point hand, and that's going to bring your average up to the expected value, which is around 9 or 10 points. In this case, we're looking down at something quite promising for that. We're looking down at a hand where clearly the best, well, I say clearly, we're going to have a look at what the computer says, but to me it's quite clear that the best discard is 5 queen. I mentioned in the game that maybe the computer thinks that 4-9 is a better discard, but that's only because it keeps more points in hand. So if you discard 4-9, then you're maximizing points in hand, but as the dealer, that's not something to really worry about too much. We always want to, because we're scoring second, we're going to score our hand and the crib together. We should always try and maximize them together. The only thing that we need to think about is whether or not we're compromising a lot of points on the play. Are we really giving our opponent a hand that's easy to play against? And the 2-4-8-9 is not a high scoring hand, which means it's fairly unpredictable. We also have a range of numbers. We've got 2 small and 2 medium. I say values that are between 6 and 9 inclusive are medium values, and the 10s are high. Which means that we get to have a lot of options on the play. The problem with a lot of high scoring hands that are, okay, the hands I'm thinking of are 5 with lots of 10s. The problem with those hands is that you only have 2 different values in your hand to play with. So this 2-4-8-9 seems pretty great in comparison. Does it have any particular tricks to it? Yes, it does. So 2-4-8-9, it has a 2 card magic 11 in the 2-9. So there are a few ways in which this could turn into a lot of points. We also have a connected 8-9 if we end up being able to trap a 10 or a 7 somehow. That seems not. It seems more likely that we would trap a 10 at the end, but it's also possible, I guess, to have 7s. And we have a number of ways to improve our hand. So for instance, if we get another 2, 4, or 9, we go up to 6 points. If we get a 7 or 10, then we get either 3 or 5 points from the run and the extra 15, potentially. And if we get a 3 as well, we also get another run and another 15 with the 3, 4, 8. So a lot of ways for our hand to improve. So 2-4-8-9 is not as good in the hand in terms of immediate points as throwing away 4-9, but it's still very strong. Let's have a look at how the computer thinks of these discards. And this is what we really expect. So 5 queen apparently gives us an average hand score of about 4.5, an average crib score of about 6.7. The 4-9 discard gives us a hand score of about 6 and a crib score of about 3.5. And in total, the second best option is a lot worse than the best option. And even if our opponent starts playing pretty safely, the 5 in the crib is quite good, because a lot of the most safe discards for Pwn are going to involve throwing away a 10 with a middling card. Those are often the safest, but those are usually giving us 2 extra points from the 15 with the 5. So really what this comes down to is the position and what we're hoping for. We get to in such a position where we're far behind and we need to start picking our battles. We can't win every game, and some games we are destined to lose just from the sheer number of points that our opponent's going to get. But there are certain things that we can hope for, and if we play in the right way, if we play to our outs, we can try and maximize those. I think we gave it a good go, and over the next 2 hands, following this hand, we saw a glimmer of hope as our opponent failed to score enough points to get them to the next milestone in a timely manner. I think that we did have some good chances there, but unfortunately the cards didn't go our way today, and that's how it goes sometimes. Cribbage is high variance, and this is what happens all the time. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.